Good morning, students. In the last lecture of the object-oriented programming, we were discussed about the different types of inheritance. We were seeing the single inheritance and multiple inheritance in the last lecture. Now, in this lecture, we will see the different types of inheritance as multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and hybrid inheritance. First, we will see what is multi-level inheritance. In this type of inheritance, a derived class is created from another derived class. Multi-level inheritance. The name itself suggests that there are multiple levels exist in this type of inheritance. In this type of inheritance, a derived class is created from another derived class. That means in multi-level inheritance, a class is derived from another derived class. And this inheritance can have many levels as long as our implementation doesn't go onward. Means in multi-level inheritance, there are multiple n number of levels can exist. In this diagram, observe this diagram. In this diagram, the class B is derived from the class C. And again, the class A is derived from the class B. That means a derived class is created from another derived class. And this type of inheritance we called as multi-level inheritance because this type of inheritance contains multiple levels within it. And in this type of inheritance, a derived class is created by using another derived class. Here, class A is an derived class for the base class B. But the base class B is again derived from the class C. So, this type of inheritance we called as an multi-level inheritance. Let's see the syntax for defining the multi-level inheritance. In multi-level inheritance, there are multiple levels and there are multiple levels. In that multiple levels, there are multiple classes are present. Here, see this syntax. In this syntax, first we define the base class. First we define here a base class. By using syntax, first we use the class keyword. After the class keyword, here we specifying the base class name. Then in that class definition, there are the properties and methods means functions of that particular class are defined. This is an class definition for the base class. Then after that, there is an intermediate class, middle class. Okay, how that class is defined? By using class keyword, same class keyword. After the class keyword, there is an intermediate class name. Then after that, we want to apply the colon operator. After the colon operator, here we want to specify first the visibility mode, that is either public, protected or private. Then after the visibility mode, here we want to specify the base class name. Then in that class definition, here we are writing the different properties and methods for that defined class. Then next, again there are another level, in that another level there is another class is present. So here by using class name, here we specifying a final child class name. Then after the child class name, here we are specifying a colon operator. After colon operator, we are specifying the visibility mode. And after visibility mode, again we are specifying the intermediate class name. And in the class definition, we are writing the properties and functions or methods of that particular child class. This is the syntax for defining a multi-level inheritance. In multi-level inheritance, there are different levels, and in different levels, there are different classes are present. Let's see one example that demonstrates the concept of multi-level inheritance. In this type of inheritance, here in this example, there is an base class as vehicle. And in that vehicle class, we are defining one constructor, and that in that constructor, we are simply displaying a message as this is a vehicle. And this is the definition of the base class. Here base class definition is completed. Then next we are creating a intermediate class as a four-wheeler. How to define that class? By using class keyword, then intermediate class name, then colon, then visibility mode, and after visibility mode, here we want to specify the base class name. Our base class is an vehicle. Then again, by using constructor, here in this class, we are defining the message as objects with four wheels are vehicle. Here in a four-wheeler class, simply we are displaying the message as objects with four wheels are vehicles. This is the definition for the intermediate class. Then here we are defining a subclass that is derived from two base classes. Then in that, how to define that class? By using class keyword. After the class keyword, here is an child class name, subclass name. Subclass name is what? Car. Then after the car, we are applying a colon operator, and after colon operator, here we are specifying the visibility mode, and after visibility mode, here we are specifying the intermediate class name. Then in that class also, in this class also, by using the constructor, we are simply displaying a message car has four wheels. This is the definition for the subclass or the child class. Here is an base class vehicle. After that, there is an class, intermediate class, four-wheeler, and in the last level, subclass is an class. Child class is an car. This is the class definition. Then after completing the class definition, we are creating a main function. In that main function, simply we are creating an object. Here we are creating the object of a subclass, final derived class. So here we are creating the object of car class, car obj. Obj is an object of a derived class car. So when the object of subclass is created, then it invokes automatically the constructors defined in the base classes. So while you are going to execute this program, then it simply displays the message as this is vehicle, because first it called the base class constructor, first level base class constructor. So it displays the message as this is vehicle. So then afterwards it displays object with four wheels are vehicle. Then Next, it calls the four-wheeler class, intermediate class four-wheeler. Then, after calling the four-wheeler class, it displays the message as object with four wheels or vehicle, because in the four-wheeler class we are defining a constructor. Then after that, the child class is executed. In the third level, there is a child class car. This car will call, and in the car class we are defining a constructor, and in that constructor we are simply displaying a message as car has four wheels. So it will display car has four wheels message. In this example, there are three levels. In first level, there is an class vehicle. This is an base class. Then in the second level, there is an intermediate class four wheeler, and in the last there is an final derived class, that is a car. That car class is derived from a four wheeler class. This is the example of multi-level inheritance. There are multiple levels are present in this type of inheritance. In C++, inheritance is a process in which one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of its parent object automatically. So, whenever we are creating the object of a derived class, then it automatically calls the functions and properties of all the parent classes. This is an example of multi-level inheritance. Then next type of inheritance is the hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical means tree structure. The name itself suggests that hierarchical means there is one hierarchy is present. In this type of inheritance, more than one subclass is inherited from a single base class. That is, more than one derived class is created from a single class. This is called as hierarchical inheritance. That means in this type of inheritance, there is one parent class has more than one child class. There is one parent class, that parent class having more than one child classes. This type of inheritance we called as an hierarchical inheritance. Here, class G is an base class. Class G is an parent class, and that is derived into multiple subclasses. Here, class B, class E, class A, class C, class D, class F, these all the classes are derived from a single base class, that is class G. So, this type of inheritance we called as an hierarchical inheritance. Let's see the syntax for defining the hierarchical inheritance. Here is an syntax. First, we want to define the base class. How to define the base class? By using the class keyword. After the class keyword, here we want to specify the name for the base class. And in the class definition, we are writing the properties and different methods for that particular base class. Then, after completing the definition for the base class, we are defining a derived class 1. First derived class. How to define that first derived class? By using class keyword. After that class keyword, here we are writing the first derived class name. Then after that, we are applying a colon operator. After colon operator, we want to specify the visibility mode. That visibility mode is either public, private or protected. Then after that visibility mode, here we are specifying the base class name. Then again we are writing the properties and methods related with that first derived class. Again, we are writing, after completing the definition of first derived class, we are writing the definition class for the second derived class. How to write that class? By using class keyword. After the class keyword, we are writing a second derived class name. After that, we are writing the colon operator. After the colon operator, there is an we are specifying a visibility mode. After the visibility mode, here we want to write the same base class name as I used earlier. Then again we are writing the properties and methods associated with that particular class. In this type, we are creating n number of derived classes by using the same base class. Then here is a final derived class definition. Class keyword. After the class keyword, here we are writing a derived class and final derived class. Then we are using a colon operator. After the colon operator, here we are specifying a visibility mode. The visibility mode is defined for each and every class separately. Then after that, here we want to specify a base class name. And in the class definition, we are writing the properties and methods, the properties and functions, that means attributes and behaviors associated with that particular class. This is the syntax for defining a hierarchical inheritance. Let's see the example for the hierarchical inheritance. How to define a hierarchical inheritance? Here, first we create a base class. Here, base class is an vehicle. Then in that class, one constructor is created, and in that constructor, simply we are displaying a message as this is a vehicle. This is our class definition is completed. Then next, we are specifying a first subclass. Here we are defining a first derived class or first subclass. There is an first subclass is an car. How to define that subclass? By using class keyword. After the class keyword, here we are specifying a derived class name. What is the first derived class name? That is a car. Then after that, we are using a colon operator. After the colon operator, we are specifying a visibility mode. And after the visibility mode, here we are specifying a base class name. What is the base class in our program? That is vehicle. So here we are writing a word vehicle. Then after completing the class definition, again if there is another one subclass, then again we are specifying a second subclass. Class bus. There is another one subclass, another one derived class, that is bus. Here we are defining a second class definition, that is bus. Then after completing the all subclass definition, we are creating a main function in our program. And in main function, we are simply creating the objects of a subclasses. In inheritance, we are creating the object of a subclass or objects of a derived class. Here in this example, there are two subclasses. There are two subclasses. So here we want to specify the object for, here we want to create the object for a two classes. That is one object for a class car and another one for a class bus, because in this example car and bus are the two subclasses for the base class vehicle. So here we are creating the objects for both the classes, that is an object for a car and object for a bus. Obj1 is an object for a class car and obj2 is an object for a bus. So Whenever the object of a class is created, it invokes the constructors of a base class. So, while executing this program, you will get the output as first it will display the message as this is a vehicle, because here we are creating a object for car. So, car class is derived from the class vehicle. So, it calls the functions or properties of the vehicle class. So, it will display the message as this is a vehicle. Then again it displays the message as this is a vehicle, because here we are creating the object for a second derived class, that is bus. The bus is also calling the base class constructor. So because it derived from a vehicle class, so it will display the message as this is a vehicle. This is an example of hierarchical inheritance. There are multiple derived classes from a same base class. That means in this type of inheritance, one parent class has more than one child class. This is an hierarchical inheritance. Next type of the inheritance is the hybrid inheritance. The hybrid inheritance is also called as virtual inheritance. What is an hybrid inheritance? Hybrid inheritance is implemented by combining more than one type of inheritance. For example, combining hierarchical inheritance and multiple inheritance. In the hybrid inheritance is a combination of more than one type of inheritance. Hybrid means combination. So, hybrid inheritance contains the more than one type of inheritance in a single definition. For example, here we are combining a hierarchical inheritance and multiple inheritance. Observe this image. This image contains both type of inheritance, that is hierarchical inheritance and multiple inheritance. Here is an multiple inheritance exists. The class F and class G are the base class for the class E. Here is an multiple base class exists and there is an only one derived class. This situation occurs in the multiple inheritance. And again, this figure also contains the hierarchical inheritance. Here, the hierarchy is present. Class F is an one parent class for the class B, class E, class A and class C. So, this type of inheritance is called as a hierarchical inheritance. So, in this figure, it contains two types of inheritance. And when more than one type of inheritance occurred, then that type of inheritance we called as an hybrid inheritance or virtual inheritance. Let's see one example for this. This example demonstrates the hybrid inheritance where more than one type of inheritance will occur. Let's see this example. Here in this example, there are two types of inheritance are present as a single inheritance and multiple inheritance. How? Let's see that. First, we defining a base class vehicle. Here is an one class one base class, that is vehicle. Class vehicle, in that class definition, we are writing a constructor, and in that constructor simply we are displaying a message as this is a vehicle. This is the base class vehicle definition is written. Here is an class definition for vehicle. Vehicle is an one base class. Then in this program again there is an another one base class, that is a fare. In that fare class also we are defining a constructor, and that constructor simply displays a message as fare of vehicle. In this program there are two base classes. First base class is an vehicle and another one base class is as fare. Then here we are inheriting a class vehicle. How? There is an one subclass car that inherits the class vehicle. Then again after that definition is completed, again we are defining another one subclass, that is a bus, that inherits the properties of both the classes vehicle and fare. So here the single inheritance is occurred, and here in this case the multiple inheritance is occurred. While and after the completing the all the class definition, we are writing a main function, and in the main function we are creating a object of a class. Here we are creating a object of a class bus. Here obj2 is an object of a class bus. So whenever we are creating a object of a subclass bus, then it will call and invoke the constructor written in the base class. So it will display, while you are going to execute this program, it will display the message as this is a vehicle and fare of a vehicle. First it will display the this is a vehicle because it calls a first class vehicle, because here we are writing first class name as vehicle. So after that, whenever it displays the message, after that it will display a message as fare of vehicle, because second we are defining second defined class is second inheriting class is a fare. So it will display a message as fare of vehicle. In the multiple inheritance, in a what sequence you are writing a class name, in that sequence that classes are executing in a inheritance. In this case, first the bus class first inherits the properties of a vehicle class, because here first we are defining a vehicle class, and after vehicle class it will copy the properties of a fare class. So in the multiple inheritance, in a what sequence the classes are defined, in that particular order or a sequence the classes are executed. This is a hybrid inheritance. In a hybrid inheritance, there are multiple types of, that means more than one type of inheritance are exist. In this above figure, there is an multiple inheritance is also exist, as well as the hierarchical inheritance is also exist. So this condition and this kind of inheritance we called as an hybrid inheritance. These are the 5 types of inheritance present in the object oriented programming or in a C++ language. At the conclusion, when compared to the other programming languages, C++ language supports all types of inheritance. In fact, we can say that C++ has very good support for the inheritance. We can model real-time problems more effectively using a inheritance concept that is present in the C++ language. we were seeing the different types of inheritance as a single. First, we were seeing the single inheritance. In a single inheritance, there is an one base class and one derived class. That means a class is derived from a single base class. This is a single inheritance. How to define a single inheritance? First, we are writing a base class. Then after that base class, we are deriving a subclass. First, we are writing a class definition for a base class, and after that, we are deriving a class definition for a derived class. How to write the definition for the derived class in a single inheritance? First, we want to specify a class keyword. After the class keyword, we are defining a derived class name. Then there is an colon. After the colon operator, we are specifying a visibility mode. And after the visibility mode, we are specifying a base class name. And in that derived class, we are writing a properties and methods related with that particular class. This is an single inheritance. Then there is an multiple inheritance. In the multiple inheritance, there are multiple base class and only one single derived class. There is an more than one base class, more than one parent class and only one child class. This is an multiple inheritance. What is the syntax for multiple inheritance? Here, first we define a base class, first base class, along with its properties and methods. Then we are defining a second base class along with its properties and method. In this way, we are defining a number of base classes. And after that, after completing the class definition for nth base class, we are deriving a class. How to deriving a class? We use the class keyword. After that class keyword, here we are writing a derived class name. After that derived class name, we are using a colon operator. After that colon operator, we are specifying visibility mode. Then we are inheriting a base class 1. Then again, we are using a comma operator. Comma operator is used for separating a multiple classes in the inheritance. Then after the comma operator, again we are using a visibility mode, and by using that visibility mode, again we are inheriting a second base class. In this way, we are deriving a nth base class. Then in that derived class, we are writing its properties and methods. This type of inheritance we called as a multiple inheritance. There are multiple base classes and only one child class. In a real life scenario, a multiple inheritance, a child inherits from its father and mother. This can be considered as an example of multiple inheritance. The next one is the multi-level inheritance. In this type of inheritance, there is an multiple levels are exist. In this type of inheritance, one derived class is derived from another derived class. How to define that type of inheritance? First, here we are writing a class definition for the base class along with its properties and method. Then after that, we are writing a class definition for the intermediate class, intermediate derived class. How to define that intermediate derived class? By using a class keyword. After that class keyword, we are writing a intermediate class name. Then after that, we are using a colon operator. After the colon operator, we are specifying a visibility mode. And after that, there is an base class name. Then in that intermediate derived class, we are writing its properties and methods. The next, we are defining a final child class name, child class or final derived class. How to write that class? By using a class keyword. After that, we are writing a child class name. After that, there is an colon operator. After that colon operator, there is an, here we are specifying a visibility mode. And after the visibility mode, there is, we are deriving a class from intermediate base class. Along with, then in that class definition, we are writing a properties and methods associated with that particular class. This is an multi-level inheritance. The next one is an hierarchical inheritance. In that hierarchical inheritance, more than one derived class is created by using only one single base class. Here is an only one single class, that is G class, that is derived, that is inherited by multiple classes as class B, class A, class C, class E, class D and class F. So this type of inheritance we called as an hierarchical inheritance. How to define a hierarchical inheritance? First, we are defining a base class along with its properties and methods. Then after that, we are writing the class definition or deriving a class, first class. How to derive a first derived class? That is by using a class keyword. After that, we are writing a derived class name. Then after that, we are using a colon operator. After the colon operator, we are specifying a visibility mode. And after visibility mode, we are specifying a base class name. Then we are writing a properties and methods associated with that particular class. Then again we are create a second derived class, because in the hierarchical inheritance there is an only one parent class and multiple child class. So here we are writing a class definition for second derived class. In same way as I told earlier, same way as a first derived class, we are writing a class definition for the second derived class. This is till nth derived class. This is an syntax for defining a hierarchical inheritance. Then after that, last type of inheritance is an hybrid inheritance or a virtual inheritance. The hybrid inheritance or the virtual inheritance is implemented by combining the more than one type of inheritance. In this example, there is a combination of hierarchical inheritance and multiple inheritance. So, this is an example of hybrid inheritance. These are the 5 types of inheritance present in the C++ language. Okay, thank you.